Okay, so today we're going to talk about something that could seriously shake up how we all pay for things online. It's a thing called the X402 protocol. And it's this really clever new spin on an old piece of internet tech that might just be the beginning of the end for all those subscriptions we're tired of.
I mean, just imagine this for a second. What if you only paid for exactly what you used? You read one article online, boom, you pay a fraction of a cent. Your AI assistant needs to grab one tiny piece of data, it pays just for that. No more getting locked into subscriptions for services you barely touch. No preloading accounts with money. You just use something and you pay for it. Instantly. That's the big idea we're digging into today.
But, to really get why this is such a big deal, we first have to talk about the mess we're in right now. The way online payments work today. Well, for pretty much everyone, it's just a world filled with friction. And look, these aren't just little annoyances. These are major roadblocks in our digital world. The payment systems we use are slow, they take a huge cut with their fees, and they were never, ever built for a world where our AI agents need to pay for things on the fly. We're all sick of managing subscriptions, and if you're a developer, my gosh, the nightmare of dealing with user accounts, all the KYC rules, and juggling a million different API keys, it's a huge drag on creating anything new. So, what's the fix? Well, the solution is actually surprisingly simple and kind of beautiful in a way. It's not about building some brand new, complicated system from the ground up. Instead, it's about waking up a part of the internet that's been sleeping for decades.
So here's the key. This 402 payment required status code, it's been part of the internet's DNA for ages, but it was basically just a placeholder, an idea nobody ever used. The X402 protocol finally gives it a job. It's an open standard that lets a server say, hey, you got to pay to see this, right inside the web request itself. No need for weird third-party checkout pages or clunky integrations.
Okay, so how does it actually work? You might be thinking this sounds super technical, but the way a payment flows through the system is incredibly straightforward, and it's designed to be almost totally invisible to you. It's really just a simple four-step dance. First, your browser, or an AI agent, asks for something. Then, the server says, no, 402, you need to pay, and it sends back instructions on how. Now, step 3 is the magic part. Your digital wallet automatically sends a tiny little payment, usually a fraction of a cent in a stablecoin, without you having to do anything. No pop-ups, no redirects. And finally, the server sees the payment, gives a thumbs up, and sends you the resource. The whole thing happens in like 2 seconds. Now, this super smooth flow is great for us humans, but where this whole thing goes from interesting to absolutely revolutionary is when we start talking about a real, working economy for artificial intelligence. Yeah, this wasn't some happy accident. This was the whole point. The internet was built for machines to talk to other machines, but there was always this missing piece of the puzzle, a way for them to pay each other. X402 is designed to be that missing piece, letting AIs pay for the data and services they need to do their jobs, all on their own. I mean, just look at the difference here. It's night and day. On the left, you've got this messy, tangled web that we use today. It needs a human to step in at every turn, and it just doesn't work for AI. And then on the right, you have the X402 flow, a straight shot from request to payment to access. It's instant, it's automatic, and it gets rid of all that friction. This lets AI operate on a whole new level. So with this new power, what can we actually build? This is where things get really fun for anyone who makes stuff for the web. Developers, creators, you name it. First off, and this is a big one, zero protocol fees. Think about credit card companies that skim 2 or 3% off the top of everything. X402 is an open standard, so it doesn't take a cut. That means pretty much all of the money goes right to the seller, and that completely changes the economics of doing business online. And you get that money fast. I'm talking 2-second settlement straight into your wallet. Just compare that to the old banking system where you're waiting 2, maybe 3 business days to actually get your funds. For anyone running a business, this is a massive deal for cash flow. And because the whole system is so lean and efficient, it finally makes true micropayments a real thing. You can now actually make a profit charging fractions of a cent for one API call or for someone to view one article or to run one AI model. This blows the door wide open for all kinds of business models that just weren't possible before. And for all the developers watching right now, check this out. This isn't some huge, painful integration that's going to take you weeks. That line of code you see on the screen, that's pretty much it. You can slap that into your project and start accepting payments with a single line of middleware. It's designed to be dead simple to get started. So what does all this let you build? Well, think about APIs that any AI can just start using instantly, paying per request. Think about paywalls, where you pay a penny to read one article instead of being forced into a monthly subscription. You could sell AI models that charge per run, developer tools that charge per use, or on-demand cloud services without any account setup at all. The possibilities here are just huge. So when you put all these pieces together, the simplicity, the speed, the focus on AI, it starts to feel like more than just another payment option, right? It feels like we could be looking at a new native payment standard for the entire internet.
And the reason it has so much potential is because its core principles are so solid. It doesn't care which blockchain you use, so it's not locked into one little ecosystem. It's totally global, works for anyone, anywhere, whether you're a human or an AI. And because it's built right on top of the HTTP standard we already use every single day, it just feels like it belongs on the web. It just works.
So, I'll just leave you with this one question. Are we looking at the beginning of the end for the subscription model? Seriously, when people and AI agents can pay for exactly what they use instantly with almost zero friction, well, the whole idea of locking people into these monthly plans might just start to feel like a relic from a different time. A really fascinating thought for the future of how we buy and sell online.